right, so I watched a Western horror called Killing Faith. And I think this also has a name like um, Devil in the Dust or something like that. But here it's uh, Killing Faith. And this one stars Guy Pearce and also has Bill Pullman. Those are the two most notable names here. And I love that Guy Pearce is a working actor. Like, he takes projects everywhere, right? He does. This is like Samuel L. Jackson or something. He's somebody who's like, he's not too big. He's not above taking a smaller film, and he'll also be in the big things, right? And he's all over the friggin' place. And I love that about Guy Pearce. I think he's a phenomenal actor. I think he's such a great talent. I think he's so cool. And I'll go to the movies to see like Academy Award nominated films like The Brutalist, right? And there he is. He's one of the main characters. And also, I went and recently saw. What else did I just see with Guy Pearce in it? That was a big movie. That'll come to me. But yeah, he does these like bigger named things that are like Academy Award nominated things, and then he'll do these like smaller projects, right? These like super unknown films, and I love that about him. So anyway, this is about a woman who has a child, and her child has this like I don't know, affliction where if she touches something with her bare hands, it dies. And so, like, everyone in town is terrified of her. They think she's like the devil. And you have Guy Pearce, who thinks this is pure nonsense. He's a medical man, he's a doctor. And there's this sickness that is going through and killing everyone currently. And he thinks that everyone is just seeing superstition. He thinks everyone is a superstitious religious fool, and this is all coincidence, and they're blaming like pestilence and all this stuff on this little girl. They're trying to make her into a martyr for this stuff. So the mother, who is a black woman and the child is white, there's a story for that in here. Yes, her birth child. She is taking. She wants to take her kid across. I think it's the Arizona territory, to meet this kind of almost fabled faith healer. She's been sending telegrams and has heard of him, and she needs someone to escort her. So she hires this doctor who is kind of known in town for not doing his job very well, because as good of a doctor as he thinks he is, everyone around him is dying. And he can't seem to save anyone, which is weighing on his conscience heavily. And he thinks he's like a hack of a doctor now. And yeah, he accepts it because he's broke, and he takes her across to try to get to this faith healer. And they run into some strange characters out there in the desert. I thought this was great. I was really into this one. It actually kind of reminded me somewhat, not completely, but if I was to compare it to anything, I would say something like Bone Tomahawk. As I said, I don't want to compare it too much to that, but that's definitely somewhat of a feel. It definitely had, and you can tell S. Craig Zoller's work is inspired by Tarantino's. And I wouldn't say that's 100% the case here, but man, this movie was kind of like an eclectic mix of things. And that might be off-putting to some, because I think they might think this movie is kind of all over the place and doesn't really have like a concise, clear vision. But I liked the kind of variety that we got within the film, and the merry band of assholes that they come across. There's some really gnarly gore in this at points. Mostly like aftermath stuff, but still damn good and pretty haunting. Some of the images. I thought Guy Pearce was fantastic in this, as always. The woman who plays the main woman, I know her. I've only ever seen her, I think, in Imaginary. She's the main character in Imaginary, that stupid freaking Blumhouse bear, like evil bear movie that came out a few years ago. Um, but yeah, man, I really dug this one. I dug its vibe. It also has Harrison Morgan, the kid who plays Harrison in Dexter, the adult version in the newest series, New Blood and Resurrection. So he plays like a simpleton, and his character is very endearing and sweet and lovable, and he has mode of transportation made me laugh. um, and yeah, I really enjoyed the journey. I really enjoyed like the towns and how they reacted to people. I thought that there was a lot of depth to Guy Pearce's character. Oh, the other Guy Pearce movie is the one I just freaking watched. The Woman in Cabin 10 with Keira Knightley. Yeah, he was like one of the main characters in that. Yeah, so he's in like all these freaking random big movies. Anyway, but yeah, he has this kind of thing that haunts him, his daughter, and I thought that stuff was cool because it is kind of like somewhat vague. Like you totally get what's going on. There's things in this movie I'm not 100% on because it's kind of like faith versus science versus like superstition. Um, and yeah, and then there's one chick in this who reminded me a whole hell of a lot. Speaking of Tarantino, of Jennifer Jason Leigh's character in The Hateful Eight. So I feel like she's probably inspired by that character. Um, but yeah, I mean that's kind of the feel they're trying to go for here. It's maybe Tarantino esque. The dialogue isn't as witty or snappy. I mean, whose is? But just kind of like the trek across the plains and all the different characters that they come across. There's this like this family that they come across, that are super weird. Almost feels like something out of the Dark Tower. Actually, I'm reading the Dark Tower again right now. I'm on the Wastelands, and this actually kind of reminded me of the group that they meet right outside of Lud. For anybody who's read the Dark Tower series, and they have palaver. Um, so yeah, I don't know, man. I really enjoyed this one. Takes place in like the 1849, I think, 18 1850s, something like that. I think it's 1849, Arizona territory. And yeah, this is a cool one. This is a really cool one. This is in theaters currently. Actually, this is only playing in one theater in Arizona currently that I'm aware of. So it's real limited, but I have no doubt this will be on VOD freaking tomorrow. This will be on VOD very, very soon. But if you are into westerns with horror elements, but more in line with something like, as I said, like a Bone Tomahawk or a Hateful Eight or something, then check this out. I thought this was really cool, and I think this will be totally overlooked. I actually saw trailers to this in theaters here when I would go to random horror movies at AMC. I saw the trailer to this playing at the theater probably 2 or 3 times. They are actually promoting this quite a bit, and when I saw Pearce and I saw Bill Pullman, I was like, okay. And when I recently saw the new trailer that they put up in AMC, I was like, this actually looks pretty damn good. And I'm happy to report that I actually did agree with my initial reaction to that trailer, that it is indeed damn good. So yeah, I hope this one gets some attention. I could see this kind of becoming like a bit of a cult classic, kind of like underrated gem, overlooked movie from 2025 that no one talked about. Well, here I am, right? People will have reviews up about this in 6 months or a year or something. Why is no one talking about this? But this isn't going to be for everyone. I think decent amount of people will watch this and be like, "What the hell is this guy talking about? This movie is." I saw someone say boring in their review. This fucking movie is not boring. This movie is not boring. Boring is the last thing. This fucking movie is. It's chaotic. It's not like high energy, high octane or anything, but there's always something going on. There's always new things introduced. There's always wild shit happening. There's some graphic moments. There's some shootouts. There's some, betrayals and surprises, and there's fucking boring. I don't know what movie they're talking about, but that ain't this movie. This movie was cool as shit. Yeah, and every few years we get a really cool Western kind of horror movie, and that was either Bone Tomahawk or another really badass Western horror with Guy Pearce himself is with Dakota Fanning. Why am I blanking on the name? It's not right. It's Redemption. Do you remember, babe? I showed it to you.
Redemption sounds like it could be it, but I don't know.
Shit. Now I'm blanking on the title, which is annoying. Not Retribution. All right. I'll put it in the comments below. I'll remember. I'm going to look at my wall right now. Brimstone.
Oh.
Never mind. I can just tell you right now. Brimstone. I don't know why the hell I was thinking it was those names.
Retribution.
Not even close.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm bad.
You're no help to me. Brimstone. Very cool film. But yeah, not many, for sure. The Burrowers, I remember, or the Burrowers, kind of like almost like a Tremors type thing. That was another one that I remember digging. But yeah, Western horror very rarely is cool. And as I said, there's not a ton of horror or anything, but there's some fucking creepy ass elements in here and some gnarly shit going on. So I feel like this is mostly catered towards the horror crowd. And plus you're dealing with a girl who has the touch of death. And when she touches someone, oh man, it does not go well for them. So, yeah, horror, for sure. Yeah, I'm sticking by it. And I enjoyed the hell out of this one. And this will definitely end up on my, overlooked films of the year that no one talked about. I can guarantee it. All right, let me know. Adios.